Welcome to IELTS Speaking Mock Test done by focusielts.com. My name is Annie. I'm going to be your practice examiner for today. May I know your name, please?
Yes, my name is Ratan.
How can I address you?
You can call me Diana.
How do you feel today?
I feel a bit nervous because I'm doing this mock test, even though it's only a mock test, but I feel kind of nervous. I think, yeah, it's between a little bit the real test.
I'm going to give you instruction for each part of the test. Let us go to the first part of the test. In this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some general questions about yourself. Let us talk about work. Are you a student or do you work?
I currently work as a cartography specialist. I work on digital mapping for a Russian technology based company in my hometown.
What is your place of work like?
It is quite comfortable. I have two desktop in front of me, and I always work with two screens, and it is kind of um, heavy to my eyes because the screen light is really harmful for the eyes. But I need to face it because that's my work.
What do you like about your job?
Well, I like my job because it is related to my bachelor degree, and I love doing something about maps, and I can just using the Google Maps or Google Earth or some kind of digital mapping things, and I really love it, and I can explore the world virtually.
Is there anything you don't like about your job?
Yeah, of course. Well, one of the things that I don't like about my job is the salary is not too competitive amongst other companies because in technology based company usually they have a competitive salary and also much more benefits, but here it is just a simple thing.
Let us talk about free time. Do you have a lot of free time?
Well, I don't think that I have a lot of time to make myself doing my hobby because I pretty much spend my time on working. I work from Monday to Friday and 9 to 10 hours a day. So I think I'm kind of busy person. I don't have much time to do my
Do you
things.
spend your do you spend your free time outside?
Not really. I usually spend my time in my room watching Korean drama or action movies or something that I like. But for going outside, I don't really do that because I'm still saving for money. I'm saving money for my future degree. That's why I need to be more economical.
What sort of things do you like doing outside?
Well, it's very much. I like going outside even for walking around, riding my bike, or driving through the beach. As my hometown is a city that has many beautiful beaches, so I used to go there. And also, I love to hang out with my friends and just having coffee.
Is there any free time activity you would like to try in the future?
If I can say it is must be hiking because I used to hike a mountain when I was in university, but nowadays I don't really go to the mountain because I have no time. And of course, in the future, I really want to do it again, especially to the place that I've never been before.
Let us move on and talk about animals now. Do you like animals?
That definitely, I really like cats, and I have three, four, five cats at home, and I pet I pet it since I was 20, and I really love them. And I also had a puppy, but now it was adopted by my friend. So I only have cats and I love animals.
Did you have a pet when you were a child?
Yes, of course, and it always be a cat. I don't know why, but I really love cat. Maybe because cat is really lovely animals, and I have cats since I was kid, but sometimes they gone, and yeah, I changed it to another cat. So yeah, it is always cat.
Would you like to have a pet in the future?
Absolutely, I do want to have cats and dogs. Yeah, but I think cats are more easier to pet. Like I can easily um, care them, unlike dogs because sometimes it is complicated to have dogs.
That is the end of part 1. Now we are going to move to part 2. In this second part of the test, I'm going to give you a card and then I will give you 1 minute to prepare. You may take notes of what you are going to say before I give you 1 up to 2 minutes to talk about the topic. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, I can see the screen.
So 1 minute to prepare. You may start now.
Kalau udah diupload di sini sama kayak tadi kita pilih paraphrase. Tapi nah, video yang kedua itu udah lagi masuk ke ruas jalan yang lain, misalkan ini misalkan ruas jalan yang lain itu udah kepotong di sini karena tadi kita split di sini kan. Kita split. Cuman kalau contohnya kayak gini, kita jalan cewek kali ini, nanti dia masuk sedikit ke jalan pantau di Google Maps. Ini nggak apa-apa, nggak masalah karena di OSM-nya jalannya patrol itu jadi bagian jalan beda dengan yang di Google Maps. Mas dari ini tadi.
I'm going to stop you there for the preparation. Let us go for the talk. 1 up to 2 minutes. You may start now.
Alright. The special event that I'd like to say is my birthday party. It was when I was in elementary school. I think that it was a very unforgettable moment because I felt really happy because I met my friends from my school, my friends from my neighborhood, so I met my big family from there. I did many activities during my birthday, like games and eating cake together. We did some fun there, and yeah, I had my birthday party at my home, and it was very amazing, I think. And why do I like this event so much? Because I could gather with my family. It's like full family member, which I couldn't meet anymore at the moment because some of them going abroad, some of them have family, and also it's kind of hard to meet something really um, meaningful for you. And another thing that makes me really happy or I feel really touchable is that my friends and family gave me some gift that I can't really remember about it, but it was like small and big phrases, and inside it there were notes, written notes that said happy birthday and many kind of prayers, and it was really um,
I'm going to stop you there for the talk. That is the end of part 2. We have been talking about a special event that you like. So let us move to part 3 then. Why do you think celebrations are important in society?
Um, well, it depends on the people. Why do I think that it is important to the society? Because it is one of the things that not coming frequently. I mean, for example, like the birthday party, it is only once a year, so somebody might wants to celebrate it as long as he or she has a lot of money or time. So why not?
Do you think celebrations are experienced differently by different generations?
I think so because in the past people used to celebrate used to celebrate events in classical way, but nowadays as the technology has improved, they celebrate it in many kinds of things like even though they can't meet in person, but we have like a Zoom or Google Meet, so we can celebrate it through online or virtually. That's kind of great thing.
Let us now talk about international events. Do you think international events help to promote cooperation and collaboration between countries?
Yes, it is. I do believe that it is one of the platform for promoting our culture. And in the international event, we can meet a lot of people from different nations, different backgrounds, and it is the best way to build your relations. And so you can introduce your culture, and the other people also can introduce their culture. So we will be exchanging cultures and even exchanging ideas or even more.
Do you think international sporting events are more popular with the older or younger generation?
I think it depends on the sport. For example, like football, it is not depends on the generation. Both young generation and old generation are equally love the kind of sport. And another things, another sport like tennis or badminton. Probably right now the young generation is more likely to be interested with this kind of sport instead of the old generation of old
Do you think we will see changes in the future international events?
people. Well, that's an interesting question, and I don't really have a good idea about that. But I think yes, because as the technology always improve, as technology is always improving, so in the future, the international events might be more huge, more spectacular than the events that have been held before. And maybe there will be unpredictable events that will surprise us, and yeah, let's see. We'll be waiting for that.
Okay, so that is the end of IELTS speaking mock test done by focusielts.com. Is there any question you would like to ask?
Actually, sometimes I'm confused about the idea of what I have told. It makes me think slowly.
But you put the question in a very good way.
Yeah, but I want to ask actually, will the idiom or high vocabulary level uh, influence affect our band score, or for example, like if we don't use any, will our speaking band score be lower than
What else besides that?
um, what else? I think that's for now.
Okay. So
It's
before
always
I
my
answer
question.
your before I answer your question, so IELTS speaking, the examiner is going to measure you in four different criteria. So the first one is fluency and coherence. Let me show you the band descriptor so that it will be easier for you to take a look at it. Can you see it now?
Yes, yes.
So the examiner is going to measure you in four different criteria. The first one is fluency and coherence. So for fluency and coherence, the examiner is going to see how well can you communicate in English, how fluent you are, and it is to make sure whether you give relevant answer to the question. That's why you have to pay attention carefully to the question so that you will not give irrelevant answer. Because if you give irrelevant answer, you will be considered as somebody who cannot communicate well in English. The second one, in terms of lexical resources, the examiner is going to see the range of your vocabulary. It is expected that you could have a wide range of vocabulary. You could use them to talk flexibly about any kind of topics, and then it is also expected that you could use less common and idiomatic vocabulary. So your question here is idiom affect your score? Pay attention to band 8 and 9. If you would like to get 8, that one will be considered. Use less common and idiomatic vocabulary skillfully. One of the easy way to demonstrate that you have less common and idiomatic vocabulary is by using idioms. However, you need to be careful because idioms are so specific. So it is impossible to use them in every chance. That's why I will suggest you to come with idioms that are used to express your feelings. So it could be like unhappiness or happiness, because you will always have chance in IELTS to express your own or somebody else's feelings. So is there any idioms that you know?
Like over the phone.
That one is one of the idiom to express happiness. So for example, do you like animals? And then you could go, I'm over the moon when talking about cats and dogs. So try to come up with those. If you are asking about the use of advanced phrases, advanced vocabulary, or even fancy word, if you would like to use them, that's really okay. That's really welcome. However, make sure you know the exact meaning of it. Because if you do not know the exact meaning of it, you will use it in the wrong context and it will hold down your band score. Another one, pay attention to band 9 here in terms of lexical resources. If you would like to get 9, these will be considered. Uses vocabulary with full flexibility and precise in all topics. It means that you have to talk flexibly using the vocabulary about any kind of topics. And then the second one uses idiomatic language naturally and accurately. So try to come up with less common and idiomatic vocabulary. Again, one of the easy way is by using idiom. However, you have to use them naturally. Next one, in terms of grammatical range and accuracy, the examiner is going to see whether you make any grammatical mistakes. It is also very important for you to know many grammatical structures. So try to come up with using a wide range of flexibility in grammar, producing error-free sentences, the use of complex structure, that one will be considered in grammatical range and accuracy. Last one, pronunciation. So it is to see whether you could pronounce the word correctly. Please note that accent doesn't matter. So you do not need to talk like British or Australian people or using British or Australian accent to achieve high band score. Do you still have question?
No, but actually, I always think about the idiomatic words. like I have prepared. I want to say this one in my speaking, but when the speaking is actually come up, I can't really put the idiomatic words in my speaking. Like how?
Okay. So if you find out that it will be too difficult to use in part 2 and part 3, especially in part 2 because you have to do the individual long talk, and then for part 3 because it will be a discussion for you and the examiner, try to use it in part 1. So every time you practice, try to use it in part 1. You do not need to answer it the whole question using idioms, but try to come up with at least one or two. One more thing related to lexical resources is that do not repeat the question in your answer. Try to paraphrase the question. So for example, the last the third question, like for example, what do you like about your workplace? And then do not say it this way. What do I like about my workplace is, so it means you repeat the question in your answer.
Tapi kalau kalian selesai namanya QA jangan ditambah dulu.
Next one, try to minimize the use of I'm gonna, I'm trying, it's gonna, because they are considered informal in IELTS speaking.
Cek dan binding QA ya. Kalau udah
But
dibagi,
so far, you could answer the question in a very good way. You give relevant answer to the question, especially in part 3. You could come up with detail explaining about the answer, the reason behind your point of view, and also you come up with the example, for
kalau
example,
belum
using Zoom, Google Meet, and
bisa
things like
langsung
that.
dicoba pakai
So the
slide.
thing that you need to underline before the
Binding
test is that
QA
try to
bisa coba. Kalau
practice
belum,
using the idioms that express feelings.
Yes.
Because if you use
oh ya
idioms that do
perlu
not express
diketahui
feeling, it will be
ini
difficult. So try to come up with idioms
binding
using
QA
expressing feelings.
kita
Because the
biasanya nggak
question
perlu
like, do you like
itu
your
kayak di tahun
workplace?
selesai
What are the things that you do not like about your workplace? Do you like animals? Is there any food that you dislike? So you could use your feeling to talk about this.
Okay.
So do you still have question for it?
I think that's pretty clear.
Okay, if you have no other question, thank you for joining me today in the speaking mock test done by focusielts.com. Good luck for your future test and your
Thank you.
future endeavor for the scholarship.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.